Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we are gonna be talking about Oro. Just pretty much giving you my first impressions of the character. In all honesty, this is a video I didn't wanna make because I do think this is a character that will take a while to solve. Oro is very not straightforward and he will take some time. He's kinda complicated and kinda weird. And day 1 Oro is really rough. I'm not gonna lie, this is the character that I have struggled with the most from the entire Street Fighter V cast. I have never lost as much on day 1 as I had with Oro. I am starting to get it a little bit, but it's still a struggle. Anyways, let's start first talking about what is good about the character, then we can talk about what's bad or what's lacking. The first thing that is really good about him is this crouching medium punch. It's actually really nice. This attack has a lot of range. As you see, it's +3 on hit, so you can always spam it again after you landed it. And on block it is -2. That's actually pretty fantastic. This is really good range for a poke that is -2 on block. And one of the really cool things about it is that it is pretty great for V-trigger activation. If you have V-trigger 1, you do it and then you activate, you will get a forward medium punch to combo. This will always land no matter what range you do. And if you happen to have V-trigger 2, the Tango Stones, when you have them on, obviously it will give you a lot of plus frames on a hit. So you pretty much always also guaranteed to get a forward medium punch. It is rewarding in V-trigger, it is rewarding in V-trigger activations, and it is a poke with a really good range and really good frame data in general. This is fantastic, top tier stuff. The next up is the standing medium kick, and this is also really good. This attack is +5 on hit, so you can get a light kick after it, it's pretty much guaranteed. And then you can combo into his statsus, obviously the light or the medium. You can even get the EX here, this should link. And obviously then you can get an uppercut or other combos, so that is pretty good as well. The standing medium kick is also pretty nice in the corner, especially against 4-frame characters, because you can frame trap with it into the crouching heavy punch. So you do stuff like that, right? And the good thing here is that you can then cancel the crouching heavy into the EX fireball, or even the heavy punch fireball, right? Even the heavy punch fireball like that, it's not so bad because it is +3, but if you go for the EX, this will leave you at a +4. And you are really close to them, so you can do stuff like this and then micro walk into grab, right? Micro walk into throw. So that's not too bad, right? And block strings and in the corner, it is actually really nice. And obviously the good thing about this sequence is that, let's say that the standing medium kick hit as a counter hit, this will actually combo, so you get to do stuff like that, right? This will, right, on this heavy punch you get a +4 fireball, so you can get a conversion like that. That's not bad. Obviously if you happen to link the EX fireball as well, you will get enough frame data to combo into the medium kick itself, so that's pretty nice. It gives you a pretty good conversion and it's a good sequence in general in the corner. And finally the standing light kick. This is also a pretty good attack. It's a decent whiff punish because you can always buffer it into the medium kick tatsu. And if you happen to land it, you get the hit, you get decent damage. If not, again, not a big deal. It doesn't have that much recovery, so that is pretty nice. And I think that is pretty much what is really good about Oro. And obviously the V-trigger 2 is pretty nice. It can lead to some crazy damage in combos, obviously, like everyone have shown. But here is where the issues start. V-trigger 2 is a V-trigger that you will need to know a setup to make the most out of, right? If say you happen to activate it on block, you can you can go for some sequences like that, and then you will throw your opponent, right? But here's the thing: the throw sucks for Oro. This is one of my major issues with the character. His throw is unreasonably bad. It does 130 damage, 150 stun. It leaves him at a really big distance at a +15 advantage. This pretty much means that if he happens to dash here, he's gonna be negative -2. Oro has a 17 frame dash that is reactable. A 17 frame dash is reactable by anyone who's good. right? I can play against really weak players and tell you Oro is broken, Oro is fantastic. But in all honesty, if you're playing against anyone who's decent, no, you're not getting away with that. Maybe day one, maybe the first couple of hours, they just don't know. But again, they will catch on, and this is one of the issues. The second issue with Oro, and this is one that I also don't understand, is his throw in the corner. Again, it doesn't even leave him closer, it still leaves him really far. So the situation doesn't even get better once you get into the corner. I said that maybe you can do the standing medium kick into the EX fireball, like this sequence, but then if you happen to throw them, then what? Right? From this range, after the forward throw, you don't get a forward medium punch, you don't get a back medium kick, right? None of these reach. You don't even get a spaced like forward medium kick. Again, this also doesn't reach. You don't even get a sweep. You don't get anything pretty much. So the only real check you get here is pretty much a fireball. Again, that's not really that great. Maybe the medium punch fireball is a little bit faster. Or like you can walk up and then do a heavy or something, but that stuff is not great. In all honesty, that is just not that fantastic. Unfortunately, I do think this situation isn't very nice. The other issue with Oro is his mid-range game and his Oki in general. Oro is obviously a charged character, right? So first of all, you have the fireball, and you have two command attacks. You have the, let's call them the Tatsu kicks, and obviously you have the command grab or the head grab, right? Let's first talk about the Tatsu's kick. The issue here is that what is the cancelable normal that you're gonna be using here? Either standing light kick for whiff punishes or crouching medium kick, right? So this means that you're gonna do crouching medium kick into Tatsu, right? This is the things that you're gonna do. +2, almost half screen apart, the situation is not good, right? Maybe even you do the medium kick version, +2 again, nothing of value here. If you try to do the heavy, it doesn't combo, right? So that is not very rewarding. Let's say that the opponent is blocking, right? -8 on the light, -10 on the medium. So this means that you're pretty much going for a buffer that doesn't lead to a knockdown, doesn't lead to any advantageous situation whatsoever, and is massively negative on block. I honestly don't understand this. The EX version is this is a launcher, so this is actually pretty nice, but this is -19 on block, right? That is crazy negative on block. Again, obviously this is massively rewarding on hit, so I get why it's that negative, but I do think these are unreasonably negative. At least that's my opinion. So let's say you want to score a knockdown. To score a knockdown, you will combo into the command grab, right? This might be your combo route. Here is the issue. That is the issue. It's not even reliable. Like if you want to do this, this is not a reliable cancel, right? It's not a reliable cancel. It's not a reliable buffer. And assuming that you got it to land anyways, again, the situation is not fantastic. You are +15. You are in a range to threaten with a back or a forward, like a back medium kick or a forward medium punch. But again, +15, you don't get dash Oki, right? Even on the light, you don't get dash Oki. And if you happen to do the heavy, for example, he will throw them really far, so you don't get much. What I'm trying to say is that the meterless Oki for Oro is extremely weak, right? It's very difficult to actually get anything that will lead to decent Oki, right? The only way you get Oki is after stuff like that. You get pretty much a ton of corner carry here, but that is pretty much it, right? Like it's just corner carry and that leads to the Oki, but grounded neutral into Oki is non-existent, is what I'm saying, right? At least in the neutral interactions. And next up, let's talk about his normals. One of the issues with Oro in general, I just want to address real quick, is that because of his charge, it is annoying to have so many command normals. Like you will want to do medium kick and charge for fireball and get back medium kick on accident. I said previously that the standing medium kick is fantastic for frame traps because it is +3 on block, so you can try to walk forward and do it, but obviously you might get a forward medium kick by error here. That might happen, could be a little bit annoying. Sometimes you will try to walk back and forth and then try to do a forward medium punch, but then you get a fireball. That is annoying, something that is a little bit obnoxious about him, but I felt like I had to mention it. Anyways, the forward medium punch, this is an attack that is really good but also really bad. It is special cancelable and that is really good, right? It is one of his longest range cancelable normal. You can combo it into the grab, you can combo it into the heavy kick tatsu. This will pretty much give you time to set up a V-skill 1. That's not too bad. And it is in general good when it lands. The issue with it is that it is -4 on block, right? So it can be punished. The issue also is that it does have 20 frames of whiff recovery, right? The recovery on whiff is really long actually. So it have a heavy normal whiff recovery, so that is not fantastic. And obviously, like I said, if you are trying to save face by cancelling into something, you're just gonna be even more negative, so that is not great. Again, back medium kick, this attack have 14 frame startup. It's -4 on block. On hit, it's not that rewarding anyways. This pretty much has the frame data of a heavy kick crush counter without the reward of a heavy kick crush counter, right? It has a kind of a similar frame data, some sort to like something like Ken's heavy kick without being a crush counter like Ken's heavy kick, which is part of the issue. This means that for the most part, you're gonna have to rely on crouching medium punch, standing light kick buffers, and the fireball, right? This are your game. So let's now talk about the fireball. I've seen people say that Oro's fireball is pretty good, but I want to say what are the reference, because let me show you something real quick, and this is very interesting. We're gonna take a look at some comparable fireballs. So this is Guile, right? Guile fireball is 10 frame startup, that is a sonic boom. 40 frames total animation. Obviously Guile have like the goat of projectiles, so we're not gonna compare him to Guile. Oro on the other hand, let's take a look at his fireballs. Oro is 16 frame startup and 46 total frames of animation, right? 16 frame startup, 46 total frames. That is not fantastic for charge fireball. If you wanna compare him, let's take a look at Chun-Li. Chun-Li's light fireball is 13 frames, so it's 3 frames faster on startup, have 3 more recovery, but the startup is what matters here, and again 46 total frames. The medium is 11, the heavy is 9, and again the total frames of animation is less. Notice Ken have 14 frames startup, 47 total frame, and Ken is the Shoto with the bad fireball. So Oro's fireball is the most comparable to Ken, and it's even slower on startup. I don't think that's fantastic for a character who have a charge fireball. I think, like, even if we compare him to Shun have way better normals than Oro, right? So again, that is not fantastic. The V-Skill 1, I've seen players just throw it out there in the neutral. This V-Skill 1 has 60 frames of startup. This means that Ken can dash 4 times before this fireball comes out. People might let you get away with this right now, but there is no way you will get away with this fireball in the future. The only way you will set it up is if you happen to land a knockdown like that. Again, I was still -40 on this, right? And the other way is obviously with the target combo. Again, this is the safest possible way. Or obviously if you do the ender here, this one is not too bad, but again you are still kinda unsafe, right? So the zoning game isn't very strong. What I'm trying to say here is that so far Oro have a really weak neutral because it's just crouching medium punch, little bit of buffers, the walk speed isn't fantastic, the conversions meterless are really weak. You're gonna have to rely on an EX conversion, so you don't have a lot of super. You don't have super most of the time. At least if you wanna get a knockdown, the OK isn't that great. What's left is the V-Trigger, and V-Trigger 2 is good for him. But obviously, here is the issue. If you didn't activate on hit, like if you activate it on block, Sure, like you can bully your opponent here. They're gonna have to eat it, because if they try to break a throw and then you happen to shimmy them with that, they can eat a ton of damage. So they will take the throw, but then guess what? You are left up with the shitty throw situation, right? So this V-trigger is immensely nullified by just taking the throw. Taking the throw pretty much destroys this V-trigger again. For 3 bars V-trigger, I do think it is pretty nice, it is pretty powerful, but it's not amazing, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And obviously you still have to talk about his V skill too. Obviously he has the overhead follow-up and he has the kick. The thing about his V skill 2 is that you can use it in combos, obviously, to extend after the EX Tatsus. So you can do something like that. This is good V gauge building. This will do 261 damage and you get to build some V gauge. So that is not terrible, but the thing is that you can do a follow-up like that, and that is giving you more damage and the same OK. So you will have to consider if it is worth it, right? And it is really good with this V-trigger, because if you happen to activate, the overhead can be plus 1 block with the Tango Stones, and again you will have like an annoying low into our overhead, you know, kind of game to play. Overall, I do think as of right now, Oro is a little bit of struggle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, tell you like he's broken, he's amazing, he's ridiculous. He isn't terrible, he will take a lot of time to figure out, but as of right now, on day 1, I'm not impressed. That's all I'm trying to say. And let me know your experiences. How have you been finding Oro so far? I would love to hear your thoughts on him. And that's pretty much it for him. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon page and the Discord server page in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.